Welcome back to That Dad Guy. It's August 1st, 2025. It is 24 degrees here today. It is also the start of a long weekend because Monday is New Brunswick Day. It's a provincial holiday, so I don't have to work. And the weather looks like it'll be in the mid to late 20s all weekend. And sun will be out, so maybe it'll be a day to get out one of those days or all of those days and do something outside. And if there's some sort of adventure to be had, maybe I'll take a video and take you along with me. Well, today we're going to talk about what showed up in the mail this week. There is one box here I haven't opened, so we're going to do that on camera. There is something from Postcrossing. There are some surprises in there too. So I'm looking forward to doing all of that here on camera in a moment. Make sure you like, you subscribe, you leave positive comments, you share with other people, and you put the notification bell on. And if you tuned in yesterday, I had a big video on bit on Paraguay and stamps. There was a new release from Canada Post. I showed you that. And we also had the winner for July's giveaway for Stamp of the Month. I haven't heard from that person yet. So if it's you, you might want to go watch that video and respond to me. Give me your address so I can mail out your prize next week. So congratulations to that individual on winning July's Stamp of the Month, which also means we're in August. We're in a new month, so we're going to have a new Stamp of the Month coming out very soon. So stay tuned for that. Well, today, we might as well get to a little bit of mail. Oh, and with that mail, let me not forget that I do have a letter from Stephen in Australia giving the fun and frolics for this week. And I couldn't print it off for whatever reason, so it's on the computer in front of me, so I'll be reading it off that today. So I wanted to make sure that I had that up in front of me and ready to go when the time happens. Let's start with the official Postcrossing, and I got this Beatles card. I had one like this to give out at one point in time too. There were a bunch of vintage-like cards that you could order off Amazon, and this was in the packet of those. Well, this particular card comes from Minnesota, and this comes from Tess, and she's also into Formula One racing. So she describes herself as not being a car chick, but she loves racing movies, so she was going to go see the F1 movie. I've heard it's good. I haven't gone to see it yet, but one day we'll get to see it. So Tess, thank you for that. Hopefully you enjoy the movie. Thank you for the stamps. So that's from Tess in Minnesota. The next card that I got is not Postcrossing. It is official direct swap instead. So this particular, I'm just adjusting the bottom here. It comes from Liz in California, and her address is at the bottom, so I'm just trying to cover it up. It is a cool one-piece card. I got a card similar to this. Someone did the art drawing of this particular image, so that's really cool. So really nice to get this wanted poster for One Piece. And this, like I said, comes from Liz, and she says she went to the Postcrossing birthday. That's the 20th anniversary of Postcrossing. She went to a meetup on Saturday, and she said lots of fun seeing new and old friends that were there. So thank you, Liz. There are the stamps. The next card comes from Lamont and Violet. We have a stamp themed card and also some really cool stamps on the card itself. And he said the card that they're sending, this one here, was a Father's Day present. If this was a Father's Day present, why are you sending it to me, Monty? But I do appreciate it, so thank you so much. And it's always nice to send things off into the mail, especially if they're postcards. That's what they're meant to do. The next one is a surprise card that I got in the mail, Ski Utah. This comes from Frank, and he says he loves Postcrossing, and he's also a fan of my channel. So I really appreciate that, Frank, that you've sent something off to me. Hopefully you're watching this video so you can see that your card has made it to me safely. The next card that I got was sent, I better do them in order. I got two cards. This one, beautiful lighthouse, comes from Sarah in Germany. And she says she's getting ready to plan some trips for summer holidays. Do I have any plans for my summer holidays? I don't. My actual only week I have coming up of holidays from work is the first week in September. We haven't earmarked to do anything for it yet. We've talked about a couple local trips that maybe we will undertake, but nothing big as of yet planned. So I think with what we're planning on putting on the roof of our house and the arrangements we're making for that, we might be staying pretty local this year. But thank you, Sarah, and thank you for the stamps on that. She wasn't done. She sent a second card and celebrating 20 years of Postcrossing. She says through Postcrossing that she's met lots of wonderful people, and I agree. There's lots of wonderful people that I've also met through YouTube and through my journey with Postcrossing the hobby, and so lots of really cool things on there. So thank you, Sarah. 100% agree. The next card comes from Hannah, and this one here. She's in Indiana. She has sent this card off of another meetup that she's been, once again, celebrating 20 years of Postcrossing. I'm starting to see a trend happening here. There's the stamp. There are the people that got to attend that particular meetup. So thank you, Hannah, for including me on that very cute card. The next card, we have a bunch of doors, and this comes from New Zealand. It comes from Bennett, and they've recently had a price in postage increase, and he said that everything went up except for international postcards. They're still they're now 40 cents cheaper than they used to be, so they went down, I guess. They said you can send anywhere in the world the same as if you were sending a domestic letter. So he thought he would rate me again. Well, that's some good news, at least, that international rates, now they have postcard rates versus letter mail rates, which is a little different. I know in the US they have a postcard rate too, which is cheaper than a regular letter. Here, it's all the same. If you send a postcard or you send an envelope, the price will still be the same. So kind of nice that they've had a decrease. So thank you, Bennett, thinking of sending something to me well decorated too on that card. The next card, all these coins. This comes from Christian in Australia. He said he recently took a trip to the Australian Capital Territory where the Royal Mint is, and he's also a coin collector, so that was a good reason to go there. There are the stamps. I began as a coin collector and then realized that I needed to pay some bills, so a lot of my coins went back out into the world to help pay some bills when I desperately needed it. Christian wasn't done. He also sent this box. So, I could wait, but I've waited long enough. Let's try to cut into this, the tape, and see what Christian sent. I have no idea. There. Oh, what do we have in here? Ta-da-da! We have... Now, the description on it said gift cards, I think. Yeah, it said gift cards. Well, we have some cards with different images on it that all have cutouts. These could be used as a Valentine's Day card or something, but you fold them over and you write on them. So we'll try to figure out who best deserves to have those. There's some paper. We've got some stickers. Oh, there's some washi tape, some space purple washi tape, and black and white. Some zodiac symbols, and some more washi tape. Those will definitely be used for decorating. Come in very handy. We have some more stickers. We've got some food stickers, some French fries, some ribs. There's a bookmark. I know there's some people that collect bookmarks. Well, these are interesting. These are, I think they're drink packets. It says Skittles. This is mango flavored. So you would pour this into water and stir, and you would have your, yeah, it says drink mix on it. So we've got strawberry, we've got mango, there's another strawberry. So we'll have to try those and try out the drinks. We have some chicken wing stickers and some, looks like hard-boiled eggs, or some more paper, some Christmassy stickers, a square like this. We have some anime stickers. Those will come in handy because there are a lot of people that are in Postcrossing that like anime. Well, these are cool. Australian doll stamps. And there are some more Australian, these are mint stamps. Oh, he's not done. There's more in here too. I've seen this one before. I like the ones that continue on to pages. They're Expo 70 stamps. Rows of these 5-cent stamps. The planes and automobiles. These certainly will come in handy. I can't use them as postage being in Canada, but I can put them in stamp collections or send them to other people for them too. But all mint stamps. Very nice. Low denomination. What else do we have in here? There's a first date of issue. This could have been its own video had I known there was so much stuff in here. We've got some postcards. So lots of postcards. Thank you very much. What else do we have in here? Okay, these other things. There are more stamp-related things in here too. I'm going to save those for its own video because I can be able to lay them out and you can see all the stamps. I may represent the other stamps that I showed you quickly, all the mint stamps. I'll put those back in here and we'll add the rest of the stuff in here. So thank you so much, Christian. Wow, big surprise to get all that stuff. I was not expecting that in there. When it said gift cards on the outside, I was kind of thinking it was code for something else, but thank you. I appreciate that. We'll show you the rest of those stamps early next week. All right, the next card that I have to show you comes from Anna in New York. Once again, happy Postcrossing 20th anniversary. Wants to know how I celebrated. I celebrated by writing a couple postcards. And then we have a card from David in California. He also went to a meetup. This one in San Francisco. And a lot of people attended. Big meetup. There's the stamps. Nice snail mail with the 20th on there too. So cool card. Thank you, David. And then Steve Whitney from Montana. I showed some stamps that he sent earlier this week. He wanted to trade some stamps. So he's also sent a postcard in too. And this says, reproduced from the end sheet of Poppy Ott book. The illustration shows many of the characters in the Poppy Ott series. The pedigreed pickles, the freckled goldfish, the stuttering parrot, the 7 league stilts, and part of it's messed up because I got the cancellation running right through it. But it was an authored series by Edward Edson Lee from 1884 to 1944, who used the pen name of Leo Edwards to write 44 books with the towns of Tutter and Ashton as the most of the settings, which in reality were Utica and Ottawa, Illinois. Interesting. Never heard of that book series. Thank you very much, Stephen. The next card comes from Joseph in Nevada. And the Beehive State, Utah. I didn't know that. He was on a drive and celebrating his wife's birthday. They really enjoyed going to see Newsies. And so they had a good time at the birthday celebration. So thank you so much. Oh, yes. This card, this is from Mindy in Nova Scotia, and she is sending her joke of the week. So, dad joke number 5. Are you ready? Let me also show you two before I do that. Beautiful stamps. Really nicely decorated. Thank you so much, Mindy. So, dad joke number 5. One thing I can't deal with is a stack of cards glued together. No, I can't deal with those either. Very hard to deal with things that are glued together. So, thank you, Mindy. The next item, gotta open this one. This comes from Sophia in Montreal. And so she went to some Postcrossing meetups to celebrate the 20th anniversary. Love this one with the Canada Post mailboxes there. This is the virtual meetup. You can see all the people that attended and an arrow down to Sophia's there. So she was at the virtual meetup. I have to cover the addresses. I didn't do that beforehand. So show you the card. This one here. You are beautiful. Postcrossing 20. So another really cool one here. And then a few less people at this particular meetup, but still cool. Nice big cancellation. And then one more time. There are the people in attendance. And there is the 20th anniversary Postcrossing meetup. So she got to do a few, the virtual one and the ones in Montreal. Okay, so thank you, Sophia, for those. The next one comes from Moncton in Germany. You can see these gentlemen showing off their bare bottoms, and then the beautiful beach scenes too. He says, I hope this card finds you well. He's on vacation and spending some relaxing days at the Wiki at the Polish Baltic Sea. I'm not pronouncing that right, but there you can see the name of the town and the Polish stamps that he used. So thank you, Martin. It's always nice to get a shaped card. And then speaking of shapes, this one comes from Kristen in Texas, and she was in Alaska. And you can see it's a puzzle. And this puzzle piece actually pops out too. When I got it, it was partially popped out. Someone already did it, see that? I kind of tucked it back in, but really cool. She said she's seen a lot of animals while she was away, and she's been camping on the beach. That's cool. Now, Kristen is normally in Texas, so that's a long way away from Texas. So I'm glad she had some fun. The next card, another 20th anniversary Postcrossing card. This one comes from Jilly B of Jilly B Living Her Life Her Way on YouTube. And so she has sent that, and including Narnia stamps and others. Beautiful stamps. So thank you, Jilly, for the decorations. Oh, and of course, the unicorn for the Unicorn Gang. So thank you so much. And she says, once again, Postcrossing is the reason that our paths have intertwined. And so, yeah, I've been fortunate enough to find a lot of wonderful people through Postcrossing. And Jilly and I joined Postcrossing on the exact same day. And it just happened that through YouTube we found each other and have been trading cards ever since. The next card, Postcrossing 20th from Austria. This comes from Christian. And so he was in attendance with all of these people. And the stamp and the cancellation on there. And the exact same card from Carl. Carl was also in attendance at that same meetup. So Carl and Christian, thank you once again. You guys continue to send me meetup cards because you're fortunate enough to go to so many meetups. I really appreciate it. The next envelope comes from Midia in Finland. How cute is that stamp? I love that stamp. That's awesome. And inside, we have this from Hamelina, where it was 27 degrees. She visited a castle and a couple of museums that day. And then this card. What is happening in this card? Well, this is an annual competition that was recently in Finland, and it is wife carrying world championships. And there's the sticker on the other side. I think that would be incredibly funny to watch. I don't know if I'd want to participate in it, but it certainly would be entertaining to watch. So hopefully you got to watch it. I don't know if you did or not, or if you just saw the card for it. Midia wasn't done. She also sent this envelope from Estonia. You can see the stamps there. And inside we have this church. That's one thing. And how cute is the little hiving cow on there? Really cool. And then we have this superhero. And this is Harry Harrison. And then all of these superheroes. Very cool. So this card comes from Tom Powell. And thought you might like it with all the superheroes. Yeah, it's been a lot of superhero stuff come out. I'm behind in my superhero movies. I've not seen the new Superman yet. I've not seen the new Fantastic Four movies yet. But we'll get caught up at some point. The next thing that I have to show you, well, hint to you, is this. It comes from Ida Marie in Washington, D.C., and it's specific for this month's Stamp of the Month. So I'm going to throw that over there for right now. And when the new Stamp of the Month video comes out, you'll see what's in that envelope because we'll add it to the giveaway. All right, that is it for the mail. Now we get into Stephen's limerick thing here in front of me. It says, "All hail, mighty Canadian postcard king. It was foretold, and indeed it has come to pass, that yet another 7 days have rushed by, meaning that once again it must be time for Friday's fun and frolics. That being the case, Your Majesty, I offer the small ditty about a character of literature and film whom many men would wish to be, and whom many women wish their men would be. Sophisticated, debonair, unflappable, this icon of traditional masculinity, or arguably, perhaps more accurately, misogyny, managed to save the world almost single-handedly from the machinations of the bad guys, and all without a cape or wearing his undies on the outside. I hereby most humbly present, do you know who we're talking about yet? Historical legendary limerick number 30, James Bond. James Bond. Now, James Bond is a very bright chap who escapes each villainous trap. He's suave, brave, and bold. Well, that's what I've been told, and the ladies all fall in his lap. And a few fun facts about James Bond, here we are. Number 1, when choosing a name for his most quintessential of British heroes, author Ian Fleming, no relation to Alexander Fleming of penicillin fame, wanted a name that was as bland and mundane as possible. As luck would have it, the author just happened to have a book on bird watching by the renowned British ornithologist Dr. James Bond close by, and thus a hero was named. Number 2, the name of the 17th Bond film, GoldenEye, came from the Jamaican estate where Ian Fleming wrote 14 of his novels. I was by there. I didn't go to GoldenEye, but I was by there when I was in Jamaica with my brother not long ago. Pierce Brosnan was the deadliest Bond. In GoldenEye alone, he ended 47 lives. In contrast, Roger Moore only does away with one person in The Man with the Golden Gun, the film with the lowest Bond kill count. This may, at least be in part, be explained by the fact that Roger Moore actually suffers from hoplophobia, fear of firearms. I didn't know that. Number 3, one of the various spies Fleming's based his protagonist on was the 16th century English palmist John Dee. Dee would sign his letters to Queen Elizabeth I with 007, a glyph to signify that they were for her eyes only. I didn't know that either, so that's kind of cool. And now, Your Majesty, my task is done for this week, other than to wish you and all the noble viewers a wonderful weekend full of fun, frolics, jests, and japes. Very best wishes, Steve in Australia. So thank you once again, Steve, for emailing me your limerick and your fun facts. James Bond is a great character. I know there are some drawbacks, and as we modernize and we look at some of the things that he's done, we look at it through different glasses now, and I'm glad that he's put in that little bit that, you know, it's not pure masculinity, a little bit of misogyny in there. That's part and parcel of James Bond, and we all have to have our downfalls. Our characters can't be perfect, and so his certainly is not. He is a troubled person along the way, but his movies, the books, they're fantastic. And so thank you to Ian Fleming and his imagination for coming up with that, and for the storytellers through the years that have put out the movies that we can enjoy too. So I enjoy watching a good Bond film from time to time. Daniel Craig will be missed. I'm very curious to see who the next James Bond will be. My only request is that they remain to be British. There's been some rumors of other people, and he works for His Majesty's Secret Service now, and so he should remain being British. So hopefully they will honor that. Well, that's it for today. That's all the stuff I've got. I will show you the rest of the stuff that's in here from Christian in the future. And we will have a stamp of the month coming up now that it's the beginning of a new month. So you want to watch out for that. Tomorrow, we'll be back to our live stream at 12 o'clock Atlantic Standard Time. It will be on Saturday tomorrow. I did put a poll asking whether people preferred Saturday or Sundays. It is slightly to the Saturday that people want to have it, and sticking to routine. So tomorrow we will go that way. There will be the odd Saturday that it'll have to be Sunday, because I will have other things going on, and so I guess you can understand that. But tomorrow will be Saturday's live stream. And after that, who knows what we'll have. You'll have to stay tuned to find out. Well, that's it for right now.
What follow? You say like, subscribe, share, and tell all your friends.
Look at the boy. Who's a good boy?
Bye. And did you notice the shirt that I was wearing today? Do you know what the symbol is or what that symbol was? If you do, it's an indication of what is to come.